this video is going to be talk a little bit about doors and door hinges, some grill work, and also the sway bars. Yeah. Someone asks, why haven't you put in your powertrain yet? Well, like many builders, I'm on a budget. So you do the things you can with what you have at the time. So right now I'm working on grills. My updates may be a little longer now, as I have some home projects that are probably going to take up a good deal of time, but I'll post when I have other changes. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Hinge modifications and door structure. Made some modification to the door hinge itself. The oil-impregnated bronze hat bushings have an internal diameter of exactly ½ inch. Found out that the ½ inch bolt has an outside diameter of 0.49 inches. This slight difference did allow for very slight movement in the actual hinge. If you extend that movement to the end of the door, it can be noticeable. The original design from Charlie Strickland used ½ inch drill rod for the center. I ordered some ½ inch rod and replaced the bolt, and the hinge now has no movement. I also ordered a digital angle measuring tool, which I should have had when I started. When fabricating the original bracket, the angle was set at exactly 30 degrees on the welding table. The problem was in the actual mounting of the bracket to the chassis. It was mounted off by over 5 degrees, which affected the actual hinge plate. I may be able to correct with the body still on, but we'll have to see. In either case, the tube holding the hinge to the door will have to be cut off and reattached once the angle has been corrected. That's a future task. To ensure the doors were solid, I added a metal structure that is bonded to the door. This was done after reinstalling the pieces that I had cut out of the door during the initial design phase. I ground the fiberglass where the metal would be bonded. The metal was then welded and gusseted to the inner door hinge plate. More structure will be added later for the window support and door latches in the future. Sway bar. Because I had to modify the front and rear suspension of the NARC chassis, the original Dodge Van and Ford Windstar sway bars originally designed for the chassis would not work. Based on a referral from Charlie Strickland, I contacted Cannon Spring Company, which makes Charlie's sway bars for his cars. I installed the sway bars. Using the same mounting points on the Diablo. I did actually have to have these custom made, and they're basically from here to here is wider to accommodate how I widen the frame with the suspension points. So, they fabricated new bars to fit my chassis. I'll put a link in the description below. I understand there are other options, different thicknesses, etc. that can be used, but these will work for me. Grills. Because the Duraflex body is a sculpted body, the grill openings are slightly different than OEM, and as such, OEM grills would not fit. I found some honeycomb ABS grill material on eBay and purchased 2 sheets. To make these work, I needed to remove the front grills, modify the openings, fabricate a metal bracket at a ½ inch flat bar, and then use a heat gun to form the grills to the opening, and then assemble the parts. Okay, working on the front grills. First thing is I cut these out, and then I'm going to have to do some body work on them to make them work. Okay, on the basically I cut it out and left a half-inch lip around here, and basically extended the back so that it would fit a little better. I'm going to add a little Duraglass to finish that out, and then I'll start making the framework. Okay, the next thing you need to do is actually construct a metal frame that's going to hold the grill work in. This metal frame will fit in there like that. But I use spacers to offset the width of the grill. So again, that's a lot of cutting and fitting to make it work. Now the next thing to do will be to actually cut the grill to fit that opening, and then use a heat gun to form it. Okay, by applying heat gun and lots of clamps, you can actually form the grill to match your frame. Okay, I have all the pieces. I've cut out the grill works. Now I've got the metal framing, which I've drilled holes and countersunk. And then I've painted all the screws so they'll match. Now I just need to put it together. And there you have it, fully assembled. Okay, there's a mock-up, kind of what it'll look like. Keeping in mind that these are just roughed right now. There's no finished work on any of these. And these, what's now in primer, will be ultimately black, whether it's carbon fiber or painted, I'm not sure yet. But there you go. In closing, I want to reiterate, I'm sharing how I'm building this car. I know there are multiple ways of doing things, but this is how I'm doing it. I hope there are some tips that you can pick up and help you with your build. And as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this episode. If you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate it if you did. And be sure and turn on your post notifications. Again, thanks for watching.